Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. Today is day 596 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along Life's Trail, we will dig for some of the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we'll explore Proverbs chapter 7 from the Voice translation, which will give us a fresh perspective on this book of timeless wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Spring is now in full swing with its showers, flowers, trees nearly full of leaves, and the temperatures that are moderating into a pleasant range. It seems like each day brings new life. For instance, the red-shouldered hawks that have built their nest outside our second-story office window are busy all day bringing fresh food back for their newly born chicks. Just as spring is a flurry of activities with the changes that are evident on a daily basis, so our lives are changing to a new normal. As mentioned during a couple of our daily treks last week, Hazel, our 2.5-year-old granddaughter, has been diagnosed with leukemia. In addition to the emotionally difficult trek that this news brings to our lives, we also take on additional responsibilities and tasks to assist during this long trail that is now before us. We are assisting with transport of Hazel's 2 older brothers to school back and forth on most days. We have also adopted 2 of Nat and Elizabeth's dogs so that they can focus on Hazel's treatment and her ultimate recovery. Hazel is responding well to her chemo treatments, and the physicians are pleased with the early results. For the next 2 to 3 months, Hazel will have weekly chemo treatments in Columbus on Monday and also have blood drawn locally on Wednesdays and Fridays to monitor the results. After this date, the treatments fall back to monthly for a duration of about 2 years. As Hazel's father, Nat, expressed in this week's blog, we are all humbled and grateful for the outpouring of help and resources that are being provided as Hazel's tribe of prayer warriors and supporters grow each day from around the world. We would ask you to continue to pray for Hazel and her family, and also for us as grandparents, that we will have the wisdom, insight, and understanding to make prudent choices and are able to help wherever is needed. As we explore Proverbs chapter 7 today, we see a passionate plea from King Solomon to his sons that they may obtain wisdom. And this is entitled The Father's Plea. This is the 10th and final speech that the father delivers to his son, and it is the most passionate of them all. The father is on his hands and knees begging his sons to live by wisdom and escape the snare of the adulteress, no matter the effort that is needed. Look at the action words that are used in verses 1 through 5. All of these require extreme energy and devotion, and they are guard, treasure, bind, meditate, engrave, say, and recognize. We don't typically find narrative in the book of Proverbs, but in verses 6 through 20, the father tells a story to drive home his point. He tells his son of a dark tale of a naive young man who gets sucked into the clutches of the adulteress. The woman's speech in verses 14 through 20 drips with allurement as she grabs him shamelessly. She makes promises of a perfumed bed and colored linen. The young son lets his adulteress inflate his ego. He lets his guard down. And in verse 22, he gets into her seduction. The father likens him to a bull, a deer, and a bird, as these 3 animals are subject to complete domination. The intense narrative stops abruptly in verse 23 as the father turns to all his sons and makes his final plea. "Listen to me and pay attention," he says. "Avoid that woman. The house of the adulteress is a tomb in disguise, or as he puts it, it is a gateway to the grave, leading down to death's dark chamber." This story is intended to speak to more than just our intellect. It also calls upon our imagination and echoes in our hearts. The Father seeks to make a lasting impact, so pay attention to its overall effect on you. So listen up now and pay attention as I share with you Proverbs chapter 7. My son, live according to what I am telling you. Guard my instructions as you would a treasure deep within you. Stay true to my directives, and they will serve you well. Make my teaching a lens through which you see life. Bind cords around your finger to remind you of them. Meditate on them and engrave them upon your heart. Say to Lady Wisdom, my sister, recognize that understanding is your best friend, and they will keep you from the arms of another woman, protect you from the enchantress who entices men into her bed. One day I was at the window of my house, looking out through the lattice shutters, and there was among the usual crowd of gullible people, I spotted a naive young man. He was going down the street near her corner where she lived, that mysterious and evil woman, taking the road that led directly to her house. At the end of the day, as night approached, as darkness crept in, I saw her. The woman came out to meet him. She was dressed for temptation and devious in her affections. Here's what I know about her. She is loud and obnoxious, a rebel against what is proper and decent. She always is on the move, anxious to get out of her house and down the street, at times in the open and other times lurking around every corner. As I am watching them, she grabs him and kisses him and then shamelessly tells him, "It was my turn to offer a peace offering, and today I paid my vows. So now I come to see you. I really want to be with you, and what luck! I have found you. You'll be impressed. I have decorated my couch, laid colorful Egyptian linens over where we will be together, and perfumed the bed with exotic oils and herbs, myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come in, and we will feast on love until sunrise. We will delight ourselves in our affections. You don't need to worry. My husband is long gone by now, away from home on a distant journey. He took a bag of money with him, so I don't expect him home until next month." It worked. She enticed him with her seductive words, seduced him with her smooth talk. Right away he followed her to her home. He followed her like a bull being led to slaughter, like a deer caught in a trap, that is, until an arrow punctures his liver, like a bird flying straight into a net. He had no clue that his life was at stake. Everything was about to change. That is why it is so important that you listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to all that I am telling you. Don't let your mind wander about her ways. Do not lose yourself and drift down her path, for she has claimed one life after another, victim after victim, too many to count. Her house is a gateway to the grave. Every step toward her is a step toward death's dark chamber. That will conclude our exploration of Proverbs chapter 7. Oh, how the mighty, and I might add the naive man and woman, have fallen. And that is when they're making unwise relational choices. Next week we will continue with chapter 8, and each week we will explore a full chapter in Proverbs. I hope that you'll join us each week so that you can gain the wisdom, insight, and understanding for yourself. All the Proverbs provide us with rich treasure of wisdom, insight, and understanding on a myriad of life issues. And regardless of where you are on your faith walk, if the precepts of Proverbs are followed, your life will be rich and satisfying. I encourage you to take them and plant the seeds of wisdom into your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom throughout your lifetime. Tomorrow we will hike another short trail on our Wisdom Unplugged series where we will discover an inspirational wisdom quote. So encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past treks or read the daily journal, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.